Microphone's on. Okay. All right. Call this meeting to order. Notice of a regular meeting, August 11th, 2025, 5 p.m. City Council Chamber, 3947 Lincoln Avenue in Groves, Texas. You please rise for the prayer and pledge.
With all due respect, we won't have a report today.
Okay.
And I'll have to warn y'all, I've been on 2 missions trips. So if you ever attended a service that had a missionary there, you had to bring your lunch and your supper. So I'll just fill in. Let us pray. Lord God, we thank you for all your many blessings, Lord God. Some of us had some dysfunctional families, Lord God, me being one of them, and we didn't really have a father that we could look up to and get good advice. Lord God, but we know that if we accept Christ, that we do have a father that will give us the best advice ever. Lord God, this evening we would ask that we just call upon your spirit and that you would help us to receive the instructions the Father has for us to deliberate here today for the city of Groves. Lord God, be with each council member and be with all of those that are attending. We ask these things in your Son's name. Amen. Amen. And salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. Item 4, roll call, city clerk.
Mayor Bourne,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Canitas,
Here.
Councilmember McAdams,
Here.
Councilmember Holmes,
Here.
Councilmember Gay. Here.
Welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. Do we have any reports?
Yes, sir. Mayor Castle, I just wanted to let you know about a new tool that we have out in the field. You may have noticed that we have a remote control brush hog mower. That's taking care of the right of ways. We have in the past used a tractor with a side boom mower on it. The one we have is really in bad shape. So we were looking, it's actually starting last year, starting to look at replacing it. And the cost on replacing it was $174,000. So we looked at just outright replacing it with something similar. We're also looking at alternatives, and we found there are a couple manufacturers of remote control mowers. So we were able to get a actual demonstration model for 30,000. And so for less than 1/5 the cost of a traditional tractor with side boom mower. It's 1/5 the cost. It does it much faster. We were able to mow the entire circuit in 5 to 6 days instead of typically 3 to 3.5 weeks that it's taken in the past. It's safer, not only for the operator, but also for the public. If you've ever been going down, for example, down Hoggaboon behind the tractor, people get impatient, they do kind of crazy things trying to get around the tractor. So for motorists, it's dangerous. It's also dangerous for the operator on the tractor. So it's 1/5 cost of the one we got. It's faster and it's safer. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. I know there have been some people who commented on it and don't fully understand the facts.
All right, any other reports? Item 7, be citizen comments. Do you have any citizen comments? Okay, at this time, we're gonna pause the regular meeting and we will open the public hearings. We will do the first one, which is conduct a public hearing at Grove City Hall for the purpose of reviewing the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 appropriation ordinance. City of Groves, Texas, notice of a public hearing. Notice hereby given that the City Council of the City of Groves, Texas will hold a public hearing Monday, August the 11th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the council chamber at City Hall, 3947 Lincoln Avenue, Groves, Texas, for the purpose of reviewing the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 appropriation ordinance. All interested persons are welcome to attend. A copy of the entire city manager budget estimate is available for inspection in the city manager's office at City Hall, 3947 Lincoln Avenue, Groves, Texas, or on the city's website at www.cigrovestx.com. The City of Groves City Hall is wheelchair accessible and accessible parking spaces are available. Requests for accommodations or interpretive services must be made 48 hours prior to all meetings. Please contact the city secretary's office, 409-960-5773, or fax at 409-963-3388 for further information. City of Groves, Texas, Lamar Osley, Finance Director. Certified by the above notice of meeting was posted on the bulletin board and front door of City Hall, 3947 Lincoln Avenue on August 6, 2025 at 2 p.m. So we'll move into the hearing. We've read the notice. We'll move on to questions from City Council. Lamar, you want to just briefly explain why we're doing this so everybody knows?
Fire chief is asking me the same thing.
To talk, it's not his job to ask you to talk at this meeting.
This is per the charter, we have to have a public hearing regarding the appropriation ordinance, question 8. So insightfully asked, was why do we have to do this? We have to do the whole budget thing. Well, this is from the charter from going back a long ways. And this is their attempt to do the truth and taxation and disclosure to the public prior to all the laws that came with the new budget hearings and everything else we have to. But it's still on our books, so we still have to follow the charter as it's written. The appropriation ordinance, again, is by the charter, it expresses all the expenditures by department. And it's basically another way to look at our budget.
Okay. Any questions from council concerning the appropriation ordinance? Okay. Move on to citizens of Groves who wish to speak in support of the request for the appropriation ordinance. Okay. Item 8, anybody who wishes to speak against the request? Last call. Okay. No action will be taken at this meeting. The plan, oh, nope, not planning and zoning. Yeah, I don't really have anything to read for that, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, there's no further action. So that ends the public hearing for the appropriation ordinance at 5:08. We will now start the one for item 9, conduct a public hearing at Grove City Hall for the purpose of reviewing the proposed 2025-2026 budget. City of Groves, Texas, notice of a public hearing. Notice hereby given that the City Council of the City of Groves, Texas will hold a public hearing Monday, August the 11th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the City Council chambers at City Hall, 3947 Lincoln Avenue, Groves, Texas, for the purpose of reviewing the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. This budget will raise more total property taxes than last year's budget by $494,535 or 7.01%. And of that amount, $232,908 is tax revenue to be raised from new property added to the tax roll this year. All interested persons are welcome to attend. A copy of the entire proposed budget is available for inspection in the city manager's office at City Hall, 3947 Lincoln Avenue, Groves, Texas, or on the city's website, www.cigrovestx.com. Grove City Hall is wheelchair accessible and accessible parking spaces are available. Requests for accommodations or interpretive services must be made 48 hours prior to all meetings. Please contact the city secretary's office at 409-960-5773 or fax at 409-963-3388 for further information. City of Groves, Texas, Lamar Osley, Finance Director. I certify that the above notices of meeting was posted on the bulletin board front door of City Hall, 3947 Lincoln Avenue on August the 6th, 2025 at 2 p.m. We'll go into questions from City Council. Explain this one.
Mayor and Council, this is per state law. We are required to have a public hearing regarding the budgets. There is a tax increase involved. And this is the first step in that process. Take input. We'll have other items on the agenda to address tonight. But then on the 5th is the target date to do all the final votes on it.
Lamar, real quick, is there a reason why we're still using fax instead of not an email?
Now we're still
Is that-
faxing.
Yeah, it says you can fax for information.
It's been the form we've been for the wheelchair accessibility and all that.
No, just for, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the form we've been using for ever. And look to modify that. I don't see them.
I didn't know if that was a state required thing or.
Now, the language where it says this budget will raise, that's the state required language in the public hearing. So
So some of the highlights here, Mr. Kevin, is there anything you want to point out? We'll go ahead and ask the proposed employee increases are at 3% on this budget. And the increase to the 7 is also included in this for the retirement, the match.
Changing the TMRS from 6% to 7%.
For MRS, okay. 67.
And we'll have this a little bit later on in the agenda, but we did get final numbers on the group health. And that came in lower than we were anticipating.
That's good news. This is also using the de minimis tax rate, correct?
That's correct.
Which allows us to go up to 500,000.
That's correct. And we're sitting under 30,000 population for our purpose.
And that the COLA, that is as a one-time thing, that's not a reoccurring cost of living.
We're alternating years. We have step increases one year and COLA increases. The steps are determined by the paperwork from HR in the employee package, is that correct? And then the COLA is voted on by city council.
But the COLA is an optional COLA, it's not,
It is not required.
it's not a standardized requirement.
There's some collective bargaining agreements have a minimum.
They do it, yeah.
But as far as whether our COLA is guaranteed versus optional, to have that language work.
Non-collective bargaining.
No, we're talking about two different things. TMRS is separate. And we talked a meeting or two back about COLA for TMRS retirees. We're not doing that. What the mayor was and Lamar were talking about is the COLA for all active employees,
Gotcha.
separate from TMRS.
And so that was the information we had at the workshop on the slides, those dollar amounts.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions from council? Okay.
Yeah, concerning our proposed budget, we had in our workshop, some proposed things from staff, we covered that in the workshop. I was wondering if it would be possible for, at our next, presentation by staff, that we could look at doing some road work ourselves internally. I know there was some equipment that was considered for the budget. So I don't know if it'd be possible to have at our next meeting, maybe someone from Public Works to discuss what it would take to do some of that road work ourselves, some of the street projects.
We can, and if you can get with me and talk a little bit more in detail about what you're thinking about, but we've had discussions the last couple of years about what that would take, and
Okay.
we don't have the money for that. We do have road work planned for this fiscal year. We're waiting on a couple of bids to come back. But that's contracted out.
Okay, yeah, we can talk together on that, the way I understand what's in our budget here, and, you know, what the citizens can expect with those budgeted amounts. So that's, thank you, Mr. President.
Any other questions for council? Okay, probably don't run off too far there. Any questions from the citizens? Please come to the microphone and you'll have to give us your name and address.
Name, serial number, I'm James Moran, 6921 Hanson Street, Rose, been here since 1998.
And Mr. Hans or Mr. Moran?
Moran.
Moran, okay. Which
Three of my sons live here as well, so quite a few Moran around here. My question is, I want to see that pie that you break down is $500,000. Where is this money gonna go to? Don't you have a pie or something that somebody mentioned? With each percentage, what is this money gonna go? Did you break it down like that?
We have one for the total budget for the entire city where all the percentages go to. This being
Not this.
property taxes.
Yes, I would-
95% of everything we get from property taxes pays for fire and police. And then what's left over goes into the general fund to be split between all the other departments in the entire city.
How many apartments does the city have?
You have 8 directors, is that correct?
So somebody ain't getting a piece of pie on that deal at all, then.
Well, everything, basically all the other departments are funded through other fees and, fines.
The water department gets paid by the water bill. Solid waste has a fund as well. Some of the sales tax comes in and pays for a lot of stuff as well. But as far as total budget wise, total budget.
I thought y'all included this.
Well, it is, but it wasn't broken out dollar for dollar of where that goes. That is property taxes, so everything that's generated from property pretty much goes to fire and police.
They deserve it, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, I thought the whole thing broke down. And I asked another question.
Do you have that?
I
readily
don't
available?
have it in this presentation. I'll be happy to, if you want to come by
Which one is that?
tomorrow, I'll be happy to.
My test.
Okay.
Is that the total budget or? is that
That's
just
general
the-
fund.
That's the general fund only.
It's one of that,
That's not, so,
And you can go to the website and, it's on the last 2 budget workshops. There's a presentation there and you can. The pie chart,
you see the different percentages go where.
the pie chart's on there.
Is there a proposed, a fee that's coming our way for the streets in the city? Increase,
What council is considering is a transportation use fee that has not been decided. That's something they're considering. So that would require council to agree to have a firm to come in and do a study on what each individual parcel of land should be assessed. And then they would determine what that amount would be.
To answer part of that, no, that is not in this budget.
so something, so.
There's nothing, there's no fees, nothing's been approved, nothing's been estimated for that. It is not in this budget.
So there's more to come on that fee.
Right.
I'll check you out on that.
Okay.
Any other citizen questions? Okay, last call, citizen questions? Okay. No action will be taken at this meeting. And we will adjourn this public hearing at 5:20. We will get back into our regularly scheduled program. Item number 10, deliberate and act to approve the minutes of the July 28th, 2025 city council meeting.
Make a motion, we deliberate and act to approve the minutes of July 28th, 2025 city council meeting.
I'll second. Have a motion and a second to deliberate and act to approve the minutes of the July 28th, 2025 city council meeting. Do you have any questions? No questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Here. Item number 11, deliberate and act to approve the minutes of the August 4th, 2025 special meeting.
Make a motion, we deliberate and act to approve the minutes of the August 4th, 2025 special meeting.
Second motion.
Motion and second to deliberate and act to approve the minutes of the August 4th, 2025 special meeting. Do you have any questions? No questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 12, receive the minutes of the August 4th, 2025 planning and zoning meeting. Everyone have a copy? Okay. Item 13, deliberate and act on the approval of an application by Passion Church for an event at Lions Park on September 6, 2025.
Make a motion to deliberate and act on the approval of an application by Passion Church for an event at Lions Park on September 6, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to deliberate and act on the approval of an application by Passion Church for an event at Lions Park on September 6, 2025. On to questions. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Kathy Richard, one of the associate pastors at Passion Church, and I didn't know if you guys wanted to ask me questions or wanted a statement from me about this event.
Tell us what you're doing.
Okay, well, thank you so much for allowing me to come before you tonight. I'm representing Senior Pastor Kyle Trey Henson. They came up at the last minute, as you can imagine, with pastors. So I'm here representing him as well as our church. So we are requesting the use of Lions Park and the pavilion on Saturday, September 6th. We would like to use the park between 4 and 8 p.m., which would include setup, outreach, and takedown. The purpose of this outreach is to bless our community and in an atmosphere of celebration with music, free food, and prizes. So, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Mr. Caruth, I know you may not know this, but what is the standard practice for reserving Lions Park in the past? Mostly it's first come, first served. Did we have any precedent for that or paperwork for that at all? Anybody know anything about that?
So like for the Con Festival, it's probably the only other regular exclusive use that we have for it. You're not wanting to use the entire park, just the stage and the adjoining
Yeah.
immediate area, right?
Restrooms.
And that is a weekend, is that correct?
Yes, it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, so I believe we would have to do some type of postings to make sure that people knew that we would have a private event on that.
Well,
property.
it's for the whole community, so.
Yeah, but if 5 people show up to have birthday parties at the splash pad, you know, I'm just looking at conflicts and what needs to be done. And Mr. Monk, what do you think?
I would agree with that, since it's exclusive use that you are asking for, but it's very specific as to the area. That makes sense.
Okay, so postings on the website, postings at City Hall, and maybe postings at the park for not a closure, but a reserved
I think
areas.
More importantly, postings on site.
Okay.
Okay.
I think, yeah. Okay.
Are we gonna need to have a city employee there?
No, I don't think so.
So I wasn't sure about the electrical because our band will need electricity. And I don't know what the procedure is to find out about that, or, you know, whatever we need to do.
Well, we can,
The pavilion stays on pretty much all the time, and I think the general receptacles stay on as well.
We turn them off, so that just not anybody can use them, we'll just have to make sure they're on.
Okay.
Build access.
What about sanitation for garbage cans?
We'll make sure they're done beforehand and then dump them afterwards. We do those usually.
we still-
Out there,
Are we still leaving the bathrooms open?
We open them up for the day or shut them out, shut them off.
Okay.
Lock them. Yeah.
So
Yeah, on Saturday, Sunday.
do we see a need for extra porta potties for, I mean, do you have any type of idea what kind of attendance you're gonna have?
I'm hoping a great attendance, but it's the first time we've done it, so we really don't know what to expect.
This says 100 people.
Yeah, yes.
Can our sanitation handle 100 people over there?
We can put
For
extra
a
cans.
day? No, I'm talking about the wastewater too, the bathrooms.
It should be able to, there's 3 on each side, minimum, and so.
Okay. Let's see. Did they provide a copy of the insurance for the
Yes, on the last page.
working? I'm flipping through. Mr. Monk, have you looked at this? Is there anything that we need to be concerned with what they're doing?
The, city, the insurance certificate, does it name the city of Groves? Or do
It should.
It says certificate holder, City of Groves.
Very good. Oh, there, I see it.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Yep. I'm good.
Okay. And not required to have any law enforcement or anything like that. Is there anything with the music that we have to do anything special with? It's stopping before 10. Okay,
No street closures.
no street closures. So other than the little bit of postings and dumping the trash beforehand would be only thing the city would be required to participate in.
We have a good bit of parking spaces over there at the park, like we have 34 vehicles.
The cable allows parking all the way, 3 sides, or 2 sides. And then they have the street that can accommodate probably about 25, 30 vehicles that wraps around by the baseball fields.
Okay.
What day is that again?
6th of September.
September 6th. So baseball is not playing, so that would be good.
In the water park.
The water park's already shut down after Labor Day, right? Okay. Okay, council have any other questions?
As far as the signs that we would put up, I just don't want to deter anybody from coming to this. I don't want them thinking that they see the signs and I don't want them to think it's private, like I said, you want as many people.
Yes.
So I don't know how we would.
I think if we're gonna go ahead with the posting, we would get something from you about what it's for.
Okay. You want
But
to
then,
hire?
and then the city would have saying, hey, the pavilion is reserved along with probably the patio tables. And the concrete area,
Okay.
but that attendance is open to the public.
Yes.
Just don't want people setting up like they would on a normal Saturday, but I guess if the splash park is closed, that might help a little bit, so. Just like I said, I'd hate for y'all to get there ready to go and there be. Already 30, 40 people sitting there doing nothing. So yeah, I guess you can work, maybe if that passes, you can work with maybe Clarissa to get something that's attendance friendly, but also says, hey, this is ours for today.
Yes. Thank you.
Any other questions? No other questions, we'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas,
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes,
Aye.
Councilmember Gay, Councilmember McAdams. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
And
very
I
much.
wish you luck on your event and I hope it all turns out well.
Thank you so much.
Item 14, deliberate and act on the hotel occupancy tax funding request by Rose Pecan Festival.
Make a motion, we deliberate and act on the hotel occupancy tax funding request by Groves Contract.
A motion and a second, deliberate and act on the hotel occupancy tax funding request by Groves Pecan Festival. On to questions. Okay,
At your place tonight, there was the insurance certificates that were not included in the packet.
get this one.
Yes.
Okay. This is the breakdown from years before.
Correct.
Have you noticed on the breakdown from last year, it was about $16,000 and something? We tweaked some items on that this year and eliminated some things so that we could add an extra, billboard. That was a little more pricey than the other billboards. It's in the Lake Shores area. And we do have, Gino Delahope coming, we started a page and sent it on Sunday of the festival. We haven't had any 29 stories. Primetime entertainment for the festival in years past, but we are bringing him in from 4 to 6 to close out the festival. And so, that was what led to a little more of a hike in we cut some things out because it was over $2,000 just for that one billboard.
That will go.
And that will draw some people, he's very well loved and he's from that area. We tried to get it at Road Bridge because it always does Crawfish Festival on Road Bridge every year, but, that one was just, our lady, that was didn't wanna do that this year necessarily, so we have to be back to very about, between them and like Charles, and like Charles. The one is something coming out this way, but I think you want people traveling, they're gonna have to go back ways if they're coming from that way. Did get a message this morning from somebody from northern Louisiana that wanted to know the festival dates, what time, and who was running when, because they running weekend. So, that's kind of a point of putting out those, billboards in other counties and even in another state, with put heads and bids. We have some, there's also included in there, a $50 payment that, a paper, there's a co-op magazine that goes out in the state of Texas. And if you're in a co-op like you live in Jasper County, Liberty County, those counties, they have co-ops for their electricity, and they have a magazine that goes out. And, they have us in there for the next 2 months. We're announcing the festival on that. I did get with Texas Highways and got a free ad, and so we're already in there for this month, for Texas Highways. This edition, Explore Jefferson County has a website, and you can go to it, and this little bar, and they're gonna have us on there for that. So anybody looking at Jefferson County for any events, it has that in there. And, there's another Texas events, Texas Highways, and, the co-op. And out of all three of those, we want to get into that.
So this year's request is for the $17,772. And it says we have budgeted 25,000 for advertising for a hotel, or just for the entire hotel motel tax. Okay. And we would set a not to exceed total and reimburse using receipts. Correct? Okay.
And your package, you also got pictures of where those, billboards will be. So you know, right, exactly where they're at this year, and put them in our.
These probably in the bid packet,
And
the digital.
one in Silsbee, one in, one in Silsbee, one in, Lumberton, one in Buena, coming this way, and then one in the Lake Charles area. So we also have 8 digital billboards and poster boards that go up, and the digital ones get a lot of response to those.
Yeah, your layout on the map was nice. I like seeing that. Looks like you covered quite a bit of area.
I tried, this is something I started last year, and trying to just enhance it each year and put them kind of some in the same place, but some in the different places. The one in Orange was up there for about 2 years. They heard to get down.
Thank you so much for advertising and bringing this event to the city, keeping it going. I noticed you have some dollars in there for radio ads, on the form there. Those are local radio stations and iHeart. Is there happen to be, advertising option for like the digital streaming?
Yeah, so
Radio
we
station?
actually included in there.
Okay,
But we do have 2 live remotes this year. We've never had those before, but we eliminated some other things that wasn't necessarily working for us, or I didn't feel like it was, I felt like we could take it away, put something else in it and try that, and then we can always bring it back. But, we have a remote from one station, I think it's Kipper maybe, that's gonna be there. It's in the packet, but I can't remember. And they'll be there like from 12 to 2, and then from 2 to 4. Is it okay? Yes, and it's Kiss. And then Magic will be a remote also from 2 to 4. And then once again, we'll have the characters out for the kids on Saturday from 12 to 4. This year we're having Moana and Flash is gonna be there to entertain the kids and walk around, so. And like I said, the 3 poster billboards, then we got the 2-week of digital billboards. And so. Did I miss anything?
I don't forget a lot of things covered.
Pete, I think we're gonna need you to amend it to include the not to exceed amount and, I mean, my opinion. Dollars and dollars. I mean, is it okay just to say 18 instead of the 17,772? I mean, like
Yeah. I'm good with it.
$228.
That's what I make the motion. in the
Yeah.
section, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll amend my motion to, allow
Not to exceed.
not to exceed 18,000 with showing of receipts of all expenses.
Second.
So I have an amended motion to include the 18,000 not to exceed total with reimbursement using receipts. Do you have any questions on that? We will vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Lincoln. And probably don't go too far.
Yeah.
Item 15, deliberate and act on an agreement with Groves Chamber of Commerce for the construction of pickleball courts and authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute all necessary documents.
Motion we deliberate and act on an agreement with Groves Chamber of Commerce for the construction of pickleball courts and authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute all necessary documents.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to deliberate and act on an agreement with the Groves Chamber of Commerce for the construction of pickleball courts and authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute all necessary documents. On to question, Mr. Carew.
Well, Letha comes
Letha.
comes to the podium. Letha has worked on this for, well, ever since she came to the chamber a couple of years ago. Cinnamon was her previous employer, so she's been twisting their arm all this time and finally gotten to where they said uncle, and initially that was for 1%. And after the 2 of us met and really met on site and said one court's just not gonna do it, so she was able to get them to commit to 2. So,
And the thing about 2 courts, is having 2 courts is we can have tournaments. Another thing that can bring tourism into Groves, if we have tournaments, advertising out of town, beds and beds, or hotel. So, it just was a win-win situation in doing that. And, it took a while to get this done, over 2.5 years, but they have agreed to it. And, we have a layout of where they would be at, the park, Westbrook Park, John Spikes Park. Beside the senior citizen center, which is prime location, we felt like being there. And, we're just super excited to get this done and have this for our community.
I got one question, man.
You can ask mine first.
Yes, sir. Afraid you might take.
Everybody's gonna ask, how much is this gonna cost the city? No, say it out loud.
$0.
There you go. Go ahead, Pete.
You sure?
I'm sure. Go ahead.
I couldn't tell by the picture. Is that gonna be fenced in?
No, we didn't have a plan for the fencing at this point right now. Now, the Centerwell is paying for the courts to be put in and what have you. The chamber, we're gonna have it striped, painted, and put the net up. And it will have the Centerwell logo in the middle of the courts on the court itself.
Okay. With back-to-back things that you've done here now, I just want to thank you for all the hard work you do and what you bring to the city. I know you don't get credit enough, but Thank you. This is gonna be amazing.
Say it one more time. How much is it gonna cost?
$0.
All right.
Donuts.
So all you need from the city is you need approval to use the land. And in here, this was my original concern, and it says that this property will be given back to the city lien free from all expenses associated with the pickleball court construction.
And I do want to point out on line 42 in the draft that was given to you in your packet. Says the name will be Groves Cinema Pickleball Courts. They have requested a slight change to that. And it will be Centerwell Pickleball Courts at Groves. So it's a minor change.
Okay. They just want to be first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured we could do that.
As long as they're paying for it, I'm okay with it.
$38,900 later, so that's that specification.
Okay. Any other questions? Mr. Monk, do you see anything in this agreement that we need to be concerned with? Okay. Any other questions? No other questions? We'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Absolutely.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. When are they gonna be done?
I'm having Mr. Bradley draw up an agreement between us and Centerwell to confirm all the things that we promised them, like no more chamber duties, things like that.
Yeah.
And then, so as they sign that, the contract is ready to go, they've been ready.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it done before, inclement weather starts.
Okay.
Big winter, so yeah.
Good deal. Thank you. Item 16, deliberate and act to approve health, dental, and vision insurance for October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
I make a motion with deliberate and act to approve health, dental, and vision insurance. From October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
Have a motion and a second to deliberate and act to approve health, dental, and vision insurance for October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026. On the question, Mr. Cruz,
Well,
or
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Elizabeth.
this is Elizabeth's first, no, rewrite, I guess, for health. Since she's been here and, we were anticipating, prepared for 20% increase and it's coming down to 6%. So I don't know what she's gonna do for next year. The pressure is gonna be on next year.
Yes, pressure will be on next year, but we were very pleased to receive what we received as proposal. So we did anticipate a 16 to 20% rate increase based on what the trend was out there. But once we went out with assistance with Higginbotham and Ms. Garrison, with Higginbotham is here with us. She's our consultant for employee benefits. So with the assistance with Higginbotham, we did go out for proposal, RFPs. We did receive 6 proposals from different carriers. Good competitive results. But the 2 that were kind of in the running was Blue Cross Blue Shield and United Healthcare. Based on what came back, United Healthcare was the best proposed rate. In addition to, we were actually looking at cost and plan competitiveness. So, based on that, they still came back with lower deductible, out-of-pocket expense, and the co-pays were a little bit less. So again, with that said, the rate being less than Blue Cross Blue Shield and the savings for the employee, we thought it was a win-win. So we are going to transition with the approval, of course, of council to offer benefits from United Healthcare. In addition to, we talk about vision and dental. Dental will remain as the same. There's no change. There's no change to the plans nor the premiums. And with the vision, we had a slight decrease in premium with the same coverage. A slight decrease. depending on the type of coverage, if it's employee only, it was approximately 30 to 50 cents, so. That coverage, the premiums are really inexpensive, approximately $6 to $12, depending if you have dependent coverage.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Appreciate your hard work. I've noticed that it is cheaper, even, a lot more so for the families. Uh, So that's a good thing. Can you explain I lost my spot here. Never mind. I think I just figured it out.
You wanna just kind of explain what the charts tell us there?
So I want to encourage, we always want to encourage our employees to stay in network. So that's where we're seeing the difference in the savings from the plans. In network, if we're looking at just individual, if that means employee only, that currently right now, the Blue Cross are deductible is $3,500. With the new plan that we hope to adopt and approve, the in-network for individual is $3,000 deductible. At the out-of-pocket, it's decreasing from $8,150 to $6,000. And then, even some of the copays, again, we're always concentrating more on the in-network. Those copays reduced from $5 to $10. And some of the other things, the coverage of preventive care is still 100%. Even our outpatient lab and x-ray, from what I've learned, the history was something that Ms. Stephanie in the past really pushed for, because that's a no charge to the employee. They have to do lab work, x-rays. Even our urgent care is something that's very used by our employees, that reduced it by 25%. I mean, $25, I'm sorry. So all the important numbers that our employees look at, you see the decrease with the new plan. So, but that said, it's hopefully gonna help the employee. As you see, cost of insurance is always gonna go up. Well, wish we could stop it, but at least that's helping with putting their money back in the pocket.
The deductible plus 30%, explain that for me real quick. It's gonna be on your far side, on the first line of the new, down towards the bottom, in the middle towards the bottom, all those say deductible plus 30%. Like for hospital physicians.
For MRIs, PET scans, CT scans.
So what that means is, at first, if you go anything inpatient or outpatient, they're gonna look to see if you met your deductible. If you've met your deductible, that's when your co-insurance kicks in. So it's not necessarily deductible plus co-insurance. So if you notice up at the top where it says co-insurance 70% on the base plan and 80% on the buy-up, means the plan will cover 70% after deductible, and you would cover 30 up until you hit your max out of pocket of $6,000. So when you see deductible plus co-insurance, that just means you're going to an inpatient, outpatient situation. They're going to see what your discounted rate is and then say, hey, you have to make your deductible, so you owe us this. Have met your deductible, or you've met almost all of your deductible, you could have to pay the rest of your deductible plus your 30%.
Okay, that's okay.
And the second column, just to net a comparison, is the buy-up. So the employee has the option, we always offer two, which is the base plan and the buy-up plan. So with the buy-up plan, of course, it's the deductibles are less. But again, the employee might be paying a little bit more on premium. So with that said, the city does, for employee only, cover the cost of their premiums. But if they choose to buy it, then that's where the employee would have to pay a little bit more. Is it equal to or
you know, what we compare to. And also we do get reports from Ms. Larson to assist us to make sure that the plans are very comparable.
Is MD Anderson on the list?
Yes, yes.
The Blue Cross and Blue Shield did away with it. Not correct.
They did not on the group plans, but they did on the individual
On the
plans.
individual. Okay.
But yes, with United Healthcare, MD Anderson is on the list.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
The pharmacy, do we know if our local pharmacy Bruce's is in network for UHC? That's, I mean, they just give me great service.
If I may speak,
I'm sorry, it's,
in the past, when we had United Healthcare, it was, so unless it's changed,
yeah, they take most places, I
that's
just,
what I use.
they do great customer service for me, I've shopped all around for pharmacies and they're helpful to do as well.
Unless it's changed, it should be in there.
United Healthcare is very, their network is actually a little bit larger than Blue's. They like to talk about that a lot,
Gotcha.
especially in the Houston area. And in our area, it pretty much mirrors one another. Houston area, United has a bigger number.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's see, who made that motion? Mr. Brandon made that motion. Mr. Helms,
That's what,
you would need to amend it for the selection of United Healthcare.
I'm in my motion, to select United Healthcare as the provider for health, dinner, and vision insurance. From October 21st to September 30th, 2026.
Now, second.
An amended motion and a second.
And Guardian for dental and vision.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Let me see.
just read the staff recommendation. That'll be the easiest thing.
I'm in my motion to adopt the staff recommendation to select United Healthcare for group medical insurance and Guardian for dental and vision insurance as presented.
Mark,
That's it.
a motion and a second. For the staff recommendation for the city council to select United Healthcare for group medical insurance. And Guardian for dental and vision insurance as presented. Any questions? From the term October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026. No other questions, we'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye, Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes,
Aye.
Councilmember Gay, Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes, thank y'all so much. From 17, deliberate and act on approval to hold a public hearing at Grove City Hall on August 25th, 2025 at 5 p.m. For the purpose to review the city of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 tax rate and increase.
Make a motion to deliberate and act on approval to hold a public hearing at Grove City Hall on August 25th, 2025. At 5 p.m. for the purpose to review the city of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 tax rate and increase.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second to deliberate and act on approval to hold a public hearing at Grove City Hall on August 25th, 2025 at 5 p.m. For the purpose to review the city of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 tax rate and increase. Do I have any questions? Is that a normal meeting day?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? No other questions? We'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams. Public hearing set. Motion passed. Item 18, deliberate and act on approval to hold a vote for the purpose to adopt the city of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 appropriation ordinance at the city council meeting on August 25th, 2025.
Make the motion, we deliberate and act on approval to hold a vote for the purpose to adopt the city of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 appropriation ordinance at the city council meeting on August 24th, 2025.
Second.
Motion and a second to deliberate and on act on approval to hold a vote for the purpose to adopt the city of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 appropriation ordinance at the city council meeting. Am I on the right one? Yes. On August 25th, 2025. Any questions? This is us voting on whether or not we can have a vote.
Yes.
I'm assuming there's somewhere a piece of paper says we have to do that. Any other questions? No other questions, we'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Vote date set. Item 19, deliberate and act on approval to hold a vote for the purpose to adopt the City of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget at the city council meeting on August 25th, 2025.
Make a motion, we deliberate and act on approval to hold a vote for the purpose to adopt the City of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget at the city council meeting on August 25th, 2025.
Second motion.
Motion and a second to deliberate and act on approval to hold a vote for the purpose to adopt the City of Grove's proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget at the city council meeting on August 25th, 2025. Any questions? Voting to have a vote, same thing. All right. No more questions?
I
Oh,
will
I'm sorry.
just make a comment that
Okay.
for people out there that are looking and listening to this and say, this looks like the same thing we've done 4 times already. That's due to the ones in appropriation, ones in the budget, and we're meshing things that are required by the charter and things that are required by state statute. So it looks like the same exact thing that's basically is, but the law requires us to do it this way.
Yeah, we get to do it every year to. No other questions? Vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 20, deliberate and act on approval of the proposed tax increase in rate of 0.614926 per hundred for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget via a record vote.
I make a motion, we deliberate and act on approval of the proposed tax increase rate of 0.614926/100 for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget via record vote.
I'll say.
Have a motion and a second to deliberate and act on approval of the proposed tax increase in rate of 0.614926 per 100 for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget via record vote. Do I have any questions? And this is approving the de minimis tax rate that allows us to go up to the threshold of 500,000 additional. Almost, I said up to
This is authorizing.
$494,535
This is authorizing y'all to vote
to
on
vote.
that.
This doesn't have a date on it. This is the only one that doesn't say August 25th.
Well,
This is saying we're voting right now.
yeah, this is the language we're supposed to use, and this is not setting the rate. The rate will be set on the 25th. This is something I have to do so I can put out the notice of tax rates through the tax assessor collector, that form that we had a question about last year. This is what we have to do to have that form issued.
Okay. But from what I see here, this is not setting a date for approval. Mr. Monk,
Well, I agree with your statement, but it is not. This is acting to approve the tax rate increase.
This is language we used last year. I'm just copying, changing some of the numbers at the top edit.
So the steps for the tax rate is, so I understand the process, maybe that gets us to where we're at. The values of the properties around, the city for giving a value from the assessor. So those values, the city value was published. And then the new revenue tax rate was published. And then the next process is somewhere where we're at.
Yes, right now, we're authorizing that this is the proposed rate. That the city is considering. I have to send this to the tax assessor's office tomorrow with how y'all vote. And it's gonna list out that the city of Grove, city council, I'll name all of y'all and how y'all vote on this, it's authorize us to use this rate for the vote on the 25th.
So the clarification I think is needed is, you're saying, let's have them approve the proposed rate.
That's
And at
correct.
a future meeting, there will be a vote on that rate itself.
That's correct.
That takes care.
Okay, it says proposed. then.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that takes care.
And it doesn't matter that we don't name a date because it'll be on the next
It's
agenda.
always- That's what it said.
Okay. Okay, clear as mud, as always. So we are approving the proposed rate so you can finish your paperwork and we can vote on it on the 25th.
Exactly correct.
Oh. Everybody's in agreement with that. It'll stand as read. It says proposed. So we'll go with that. Any questions? Okay, no questions. We'll vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye. Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay. Councilmember McAllister. Motion passes. Item 21, deliberate and act on the July 28th, 2025 invoice list. Is that July? Is that today? Mine says July 28th.
Yeah, sure does.
Hold on, I'm gonna change it to August the 11th. Deliberate and act on the August 11th, 2025 invoice list.
From the August 11th, 2025 list.
Also,
Have a motion and a second to deliberate and act on the August 11th. 2025 invoice list. On a question, Mr. Pritz.
we have 7 items signed, Brentag Southwest, sodium hydroxide at the water plant, $7,238.53. Million Industries polymer at the water plant, $34,728.40. Core Main for various brass fittings and clamps, $11,939.56. LVA for raw water, $31,116.47. P&G ISD for our part of the summer rec program, $9,280. For public services for containers, roll-off containers, $9,671.82. Ruddy and Morris for compressors at the activity building, air conditioners there, $14,721. The grand total of $118,695.59.
Mr. Cruth and Troy and probably Mr. Buckline as well. I would say items 1, 2, and 4 would probably be part of that our little basket that we're putting together. To find out what the price differences are.
Correct.
Those should be in that. That's something that shows up pretty regularly.
Yes.
It's not something that goes away. I'm not so sure about the brass and clamps. It's not something we buy all the time, but I know they're more expensive, but it's not something.
We're gonna buy it on a regular basis, that's all repair clamps, everything with the official wallet.
So that's definitely best.
Yeah, and then it was the air conditioning work, is it completed?
Yes, there was some difficulty with this little expedition. Turns out, well, the compressors ended up being replaced 5 times. It ended up not being an issue with Ruddy and Morris, but the distributor sent the wrong compressor. There's something in their system had the wrong compressor matched up with the system here, and so they finally figured out what the problem was, but it's been fixed and everything's running fine. But we were not charged for all those.
Okay. Any other questions? No other questions, vote on the motion. Mayor votes aye, Mayor Pro Tem Canitas.
Aye.
Councilmember Holmes,
Aye.
Councilmember Gay, Councilmember McAdams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 22, city council will hold an executive session pursuant to the provisions of chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code in accordance with the authority contained in section 551.0711A, consultation with attorney when the governmental body seeks the advice of its attorney about pending or contemplated litigation. Section 551.072, deliberation regarding real property. And then after that, we'll reconvene into open session. And then we'll hear our comments and then it's over. So we'll be back. I gotta write stuff this time. Oh, I'm sorry. We will adjourn or into executive session at 6:08.
As long as it says right.
So.
All right, reconvene at 7:12. No action will be taken. Councilmember comments.
I want to say thank you to the city manager and staff for. I know you guys did a lot of work before we met and. Different budget workshops and going into these hearings. Thought this has been a fairly smooth budget process this year. And we're keeping those meetings while we're all together free. I appreciate the work y'all did in the budget. Thank you.
Did it. No other comments. We will adjourn at 7:13. Thank y'all.
Hey, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
pass that down.
That's a lot of stuff.
Hey, Mayor, you pass that down.
It's 13 degrees we just killed.